Yo, it's Finn. And here's the big reveal for my hair. Do you like it? Because I fucking hate it. You'll have to excuse me because over the course of this video, I'll need to be drinking fluids. I have a procedure to get done later on today. And while I have been neglecting eating food, I do need to consume fluids. How has Finn been? How has Finn been? Well, Finn has had a rough go of it, if Finn is being completely fucking honest. And Finn prides themselves on being honest, right? First and foremost, I would like to welcome you all to the 32nd day of my period. Welcome. Please enjoy your stay. It's been 5 weeks of non-stop bleeding, and I honestly am feeling fucking terrible. So goddamn bad. And I don't know, I'm finding it difficult to get out of bed in the morning. It's after that 20th day. The 20th day of non-stop bleeding where your body starts, I don't know, breaking down on you, so to speak. It stops doing the things that you want it to do, and things like walking, even sitting up, become arduous. And so, Finn has not been well. Finn has been ill. And I have actually spent a fair amount of time by myself because of this situation that I am in, because I am so lethargic and just uncomfortable that it has afforded me the mental bandwidth to be engaging for this video. So while I don't have much in the way of energy, physically speaking, mentally speaking, it's time to engage. And the position that I am currently in has afforded me some introspection. Because we all know, Finn is a person that isn't particularly interested in being alive and living in general. You know, I talk about it all the time. But at the moment, guys, I want to fucking die. Like, real bad. And so I apologize if I seem a bit disingenuous because my energy, my tone is not reflecting the message that I am trying to convey to you. And I would implore you to engage with both separately because they really don't have a whole lot to do with each other. So if you've been absent, if you've not been paying attention to the goings on this channel, I'll try to fill you in as quickly as possible. Maybe a month ago, I was called by my dermatologist to participate in a study. I'll give you more on that later because I'm no longer participating in said study. I was asked to participate in the study, and a condition of the study was that I would be on contraception. Beyond just safe sex, beyond condoms. And we've talked about it. I have a husband who's very much attracted to me and likes to have sex with me. So while that's not a thing that I like to do, it's a thing that I indulge my husband with. So a week later, I find myself invariably at the gynecologist's office doing a consultation for some type of birth control. I've done the regular pill, I've done progesterone only, I've done Skyla, and I've done Mirena, and now I've done Paragard. Past tense, done. I have always been a bit of an oddball as far as my reproductive system goes, and recently I actually confirmed with the doctor that I have PMDD, which is really bad periods, to put it in the simplest of terms. What I experience is 10 to 12 day periods, heavy bleeding, anemia. I also have thalassemia, which is like biological anemia where like my blood cells are fucked up so they don't carry oxygen well, but I also have like physical anemia where I don't have enough blood to carry the oxygen around my body, which is caused by the PMDD. My periods were like morning sickness. I would throw up, I would miss school, like weeks of school. It was difficult to stand up for, 10 minutes at a time. It was difficult to function as a person. And on top of that, I would become suicidal before my period started. And that has always been the case for me since a young age, and I can actually go back to one time where I actually did try to kill myself, and lo and behold, my period starts the next fucking day while I'm in inpatient care. So we're seeing some patterns here. We're getting some understanding on how Finn's body works, and really, my uterus has been a massive source of discomfort for me since I can remember. So, I have two issues when it comes to contraception. That is PMDD and migraine with aura. So, PMDD just makes, life terrible for, 10 to 12 days every month. Migraine with aura is something that is an issue because it is affected by the levels of hormone that I have in my body, namely estrogen, but progesterone also affects it. And this makes it so that I am not able to do any type of hormonal birth control, period. And what the issue is the aura. It's the zigzags, the little rings of doom that are the harbinger of pain indescribable to come. I just fucking hate having migraines. So birth control causes me to have more migraines. Having more migraines results in a heightened risk of stroke. So I'd like to avoid that if at all possible. So that brings us to the Paragard. The Paragard is a non-hormonal IUD. They stick it up in you and it prevents you from getting pregnant. That's pretty much the in and out of it. I got the Paragard inserted, half a month ago? And a week and a half ago, I went into the gynecologist. I was experiencing a fair amount of discomfort, like every day. And then I noticed, it had been 23 days since my period started and it hadn't ended. And I was wondering, maybe that's a red flag, maybe that's a problem. The gynecologist looked at me and was like, not so much, but let's take a look at it. So she goes in, takes a look at it, and notices that it is not in place. It is actually not functioning as an IUD should. So all this time that I had this IUD in, it wasn't even in right. My body was not interested in having it in there. It actually rejected the IUD, and so I had to get the Paragard taken out. So I've whittled down my options to barely anything. I have no idea what other things I could do outside of the obvious. Abstinence, which would be preferred. But, I've made this compromise in order to maintain the health of my relationship. So what other things could I possibly do? What could be done in order to assist Finn in getting this trial underway, as well as providing contraception? What can Finn do? Well, that brings us to today. Today I am going in for an ultrasound. And I know what you're thinking, the common use of an ultrasound, especially for people who are AFAB, for people that have uteruses. The common purpose is to check to see what's in there as far as reproductively speaking. Baby. That's what they use ultrasounds for. That's what they do. But in my case, bitch, they're looking to see, they're trying to get some information on my uterus, where it is, how it sits, what it looks like, its shape, its form. They're trying to figure out some shit about my uterus because they're going to be sticking some shit up there to permanently fuck it up. I'm so ready. I'm so fucking ready to be sterilized, y'all. I'm gonna get fucking sterilized. What? So yes, I'm getting what they call in the business an endometrial ablation and a tubal ligation. Two things. And to be quite fucking honest, I am entirely lit for that shit. You guys could not believe how fucking excited I am to have my shit just fucked the fuck up. Just burn it all. Burn it all. Usually, people my age, they aren't afforded this kind of option because, well, there's other options. But for me, there really aren't any. So now let's rewind to last week. Last week, I went to the dermatologist to do the study, because I have to come in like every couple weeks. And they look at my armpit. They look at my groin. That's where I have my flare-ups. And the dermatologist comes to the conclusion that I'm not bad enough to be in the study. I am ejected. I am jettisoned out into the fucking vacuum of space to deal with my chronic autoimmune disorder on my fucking own. It's fucking lit. And at the end of this meeting with this doctor, Humira was suggested to me. And in the past, I had looked into Humira as a potential treatment for my HS. And I found that the side effects kind of outweigh the benefits. I mean, first off, there's the risk of cancer, which isn't, you know, super high, like as far as the percentage of people that are affected by it, but there is a risk. But on top of that, there are other side effects that I've seen other people have from Humira for the treatment of hidradenitis suppurativa that I am just not fucking interested in having to deal with. And so I guess I'm just on my fucking own on getting this shit under control. And I guess I've done a good enough job that I got ejected from this fucking study. I'm just bad enough that I have permanent scarring and chronic pain. So, you know, it's not like I'm good. And if you want to see it, quick trigger warning. Here we go. So I have, you know, drainage ducts. I have really super fucking lumpy skin. And these are tracts. These are sinuses that connect the boils to each other. And at this point, I don't really have boils anymore. It's just flared scar tissue that fills up with pus. And the difference between a boil and like a flared collagen ball is that the collagen ball isn't particularly stretchy. While the boil is made out of skin, the inflamed, I don't want to say skin, it's flesh. It's not like skin, it's collagen. It doesn't stretch when it gets filled with pus, while the skin does get stretched. And so it's a lot more manageable when you have just skin rather than inflamed scar tissue. And so oftentimes people will look at my armpit and be like, doesn't look that bad. Well, you let me know how it fucking feels when your skin ceases to be skin. It ceases to function as skin, and let me know how that fucking feels, because holy shit, I would empty my fucking bank account to go back to where I was before it was just inflamed scar tissue, because this shit is permanent. This shit is not changing. I have to get it taken out. So yeah, just bad enough that it's a major problem, but just good enough that I guess I wouldn't get better enough. There wouldn't be enough of a margin to see the amount of improvement that I had. And maybe she got to look at all the other participants and, you know, theirs is really bad. But you know, I'm not fucking sweating it because I'm getting sterilized. I'm getting fucking sterilized. I'm getting fucking sterilized. I'm so fucking lit because I'm getting fucking sterilized. Oh, no babies for me. Oh no. Hey. Babies within today. I'm so fucking lit for it. I'm so goddamn lit. Wish me luck, guys, because they have to put me under and stuff. But I'm getting sterilized. And I'm not telling my parents.